Chuck Schumer to the front of the class.
29%. I was never a Trumper. I hated Trump. I used to make jokes about Trump. And the reason I do this is because I had no idea how much the media was manipulating people. Because I worked in media when I was in my 20s, and it was skewed a bit, but not like it is now. And I do this because I want you to wake up. And the good news is...
Politics Sunday, I'm Manu Raju. First up this morning, a brand new exclusive CNN poll that paints a brutal reality for Democrats as they struggle to mount a unified opposition to President Trump. Americans' favorable views of the Democratic Party's brand are at a record low, just 29%. That's compared to 36% for Republicans. It is the lowest ever recorded for Democrats in CNN polling going back more than 30 years.
And that's on CNN, which means the Republicans probably weren't even watching or voting for the most part. They even decided to give them some advice.
As you can see, the party's numbers dropping a staggering 20 points in just 4 years. The CNN SRSR's poll also found 57% of Democrats and Democratic-leaning voters are more interested in seeing their party leaders stop the GOP agenda, compared to 42% who are more interested in cutting bipartisan deals. It is a big shift from where the party stood at the start of Trump's first term in 2017.
The good news is three things. Number one, people are waking up. Number two, the primaries are coming in about 2 years, and people like Crockett might have a better chance of replacing them given the favorable outcomes. And by then, all this tough pains we're going through right now will have worked out as well. And lastly, if the Democratic Party dies, it gives libertarians a chance to raise up. So if you're a libertarian candidate, start spreading the news about you now and learn to do social media well.
Do you know why the Democrats are at the lowest their approval rating had ever been? A new poll just came out showing that only the 29% Democrats have like 21 to 29% favorability rating in the country. At one point, that was up in 2008 when Obama won. That was up to 60%. Most of the country does not think favorably of the Democratic Party. Only 29%. That shows that a very small part of the country thinks the Democrats are actually doing a very good job. That means that the why? Because they're standing on the wrong side of every issue. They're standing on trans issues. They're standing on for illegal immigrants. They're celebrating illegals. They're celebrating Nagua gang members. They're fighting against DOGE and government efficiency, things that are extremely popular with the American people because they've been hijacked by the far left of their party. And until they get off of AOC being the leader and Jasmine Crockett, they will continue to be an unfavorable party.
Folks online are really talking about the favorability of the Democratic Party, and I have to say that the poll that I saw from CNN, that was consisting of U.S. adults, so I do believe that includes, those that are of the Democratic Party and Republican Party, and, you can say, oh, that means that it's not really a true poll, it's not really a true result, but there's definitely some friction happening with the Democratic Party. I'm going to show these next clips because folks are not united when it comes to the Democratic Party, and folks are even going against each other on certain issues, which is not ideally what you want to see. Of course, this has happened, but maybe not to the intensity that we are seeing right now. There is definitely a clear focus on what those of the Democratic Party want representatives to do, and then what the representatives are actually doing, especially when it comes to Chuck Schumer, who is the minority leader.
Apparently, we owe Democrats an apology. And our fight is actually with progressives. We thought that it was a Republican-Democrat issue. This is not a Republican-Democrat issue. The issue is with a leftist faction, which are progressives, that have thoroughly infiltrated the Democratic Party and pushed them out or to obscurity. Forces like Jasmine Crockett, Ayanna Pressley, AOC, it all makes sense now. It all makes sense. If you don't know what a progressive is, I want you to go check out my most recent videos. They are a force to be reckoned with, but the reckoning needs to come. It's time. Because the way that they have shysted their way into roles of power while voting against American ideals. They have overwritten so much of what America is about because we've been thinking that these are just, feisty Democrats. No, they're not feisty Democrats. I got you.
This is false, and if you could read the articles that you're getting these stats from, maybe you would understand. The 29% is the overall approval rating of the Democratic Party, including Republicans, okay? The Democratic approval rate within the Democrat Party is 63%. And guess what? This same poll said that the overall approval rating for the Republican Party is 36%. Do you notice how those numbers are really low? That's because people are paying attention. The majority of people that aren't blindly loyal to their party of choice are seeing what's going on, and they are rejecting it, and they are fighting against this government. MAGA, you're part of that little 36% of blind loyalists that are bending over and just taking it. This is why I said in that video that MAGA is a minority now, okay? Maybe you should go read, get off of TikTok, stop embarrassing yourself trying to dunk on leftists because you really don't know what you're talking about.
So you do still have some Democrats really focusing on MAGA and the Republicans, but overall, at least over the course of the past few days, there has been a lot of controversy within the Democratic Party, and people seem to be turning on each other.
MAGA, you have to know you're in the minority now, right? Like, you have tons of Republican voters that are actually paying attention, and they're pissed off, and they're going off on their congressman, and they're against everything going on. And then there's the rest of you who are just blind, brainwashed, just chilling in your little corner of the internet.
You know what that means? Most of the United States hates the Democrats because they are against the United States and they are against people's values. I'm trying to tell you, and they like to try to talk down on people with a condescending attitude. Same when Donald Trump won, they said that all 76 million people who voted for Donald Trump were idiots. We didn't graduate college, all type of nonsense. And the proof is right there. The people don't fuck with the Democrats. Look at some of the stuff they're doing. Can you believe they stopped Trump for they were trying to stop Trump for getting rid of illegals out of the United States? Do you know most of the Democrats voted against keeping men out of women's sports? I'm just saying, and they wondering why they lost, man. I'm so happy Donald Trump is getting in office. He's doing everything that he said he was going to do. I'm not embarrassed as a black American who voted for Donald Trump because these are the things I voted for. Y'all looked me in my face and said, well, I hope you get what you voted for. And I'm saying, I'm getting what I voted for. Yes, I am. Y'all said Donald Trump was going to bring back slavery. I'm all the way in Austin, Texas. I ain't no slave. What a slavery at? I haven't been a slave. I haven't lost any type of rights. I ain't got beat up by the police for no reason. All these other black politicians getting out here talking trash about black folks that support Trump, but for whatever reason they ignore all the black violence that's going on in our community. They just give you little talking points so they can get on TV and sound good. It's straight up nonsense. I'm glad Donald Trump is putting America first. That is what I'm glad about.
We cannot afford to be in an every person for themselves kind of moment. We need to work together and as a team in order to usher our country through this very dark time.
The point that Senator Schumer has kind of made is, the CR is bad, but a shutdown is worse. So how do you respond to that point?
That is, I cannot I cannot underscore enough how incorrect that is. Because what this does, what voting for this CR does, is that it codifies the chaos and the reckless cuts that Elon Musk has been pursuing. The robbing of our federal government in order to finance tax cuts for billionaires is what is happening, and that is what Senate Democrats will be empowering if they vote for the CR.
Republicans have control of the House, the Senate, and the White House. So for weeks, people have gone on and on about how the Democrats don't even have power. So it's not fair to expect more from them. But this is a situation where they do have power. Republicans need their votes to keep the government from shutting down. So Republicans need to negotiate with the Democrats. And right now, Chuck Schumer is saying, I know they didn't negotiate with us, but we're going to just give them what they wanted anyway. That's fucking insane. Federal workers who are some of the most vulnerable during a government shutdown have said through their union that it would be better for the Democrats to let the government shut down than to vote for this continuing resolution. So why people are even considering voting with the Republicans, the people that they say are Nazis, is beyond me. These are the members who apparently are still considering voting with the Republicans for this absolutely atrocious bill. So we need to blow their shit up all day so that they don't make the same mistake that Chuck Schumer is making. And as for Chuck Schumer, if we still have elections in 2026, trust your day of reckoning is coming. And to the Democratic defenders who have been up my ass for months because I dare criticize these people, do you see now why that is necessary? Because Chuck Schumer is content to march our silly asses straight into the dictatorship he keeps saying he's afraid of. And I think we deserve better than that.
So not only did Chuck Schumer completely cave last night and bend the knee to the GOP and Trump about this continuing resolution, abandoning the unity that he said that the Dem Party had, but now there is word that he is actually threatening Senate Dems committee positions if they don't vote for cloture and to move this continuing resolution forward. What's really funny is he thinks he's going to be in a position of power to do that, but I don't think so, Chuck. I know you've seen the responses of the people. You've seen the responses of your colleagues. You're hearing from your constituents. Your phones are ringing off the hook. Your email box is full. Hell, you're even getting called out by establishment Dems like Nancy Pelosi. Even Rand Paul says he's voting no. You know if Rand Paul is voting no, it's bad.
So, once again, Chuck Schumer has thrown us under the bus with disastrous consequences. He's not fit to lead. So if you have a Democratic senator, now is the time to call them. 202-224-3121. Live in the state of California. I want to speak to one of my U.S. senators, please.
Transferring your call.
Thanks. You too.
Record your message at the tone. When you are finished, hang up or press pound for more options.
Hey, my name is Jessica Craven. I am a constituent from Los Angeles. I will give you my zip code at the end. I am calling because I am not only furious that the Democrats capitulated to Republicans on their budget bill, but I am livid at Senator Schumer for handling this vote so badly. He is a disaster. He has failed to meet this moment. He has failed Democratic voters. He's failed his country in its moment of need. I am asking the senator to call for him to step down as leader now. If he really cared about saving democracy, he would move over so someone who knows how to fight can take over. Please demand he step down now, and I will not donate another $1 to Democratic fundraising arms until he does. Thank you very much. Bye-bye. Have a good day. Also, be sure to thank your senator if they voted no, and chide them if they didn't. This is your script, and you guys, I mean it when I say not $1.
Out the people of DC and the people of this country. He's selling out working people, young people. He's not standing up.
We are here in front of Chuck Schumer's office to send a clear message that young people want him to stand up. Step up or step aside. Step up. Generation is away on you. Step aside. Never gonna work.
I'm here for all of the students, all the teachers, and the schools that I was with who are going to get defunded by the things that are going on. Chuck Schumer needs to